Hello, welcome to TJD, episode 77. We watched 7 Psychopaths.
I'm Ty.
Jake.
And I'm Drew.
So, Jake, this was your pick this week. What is 7 Psychopaths about?
It's about a struggling screenwriter, played by Colin Farrell, who inadvertently becomes entangled in the Los Angeles criminal underworld after his friends kidnap a gangster's beloved Shih Tzu. The gangster played by Woody Harrelson, the friends played by Christopher Walken and Sam Rockwell. Does that sound like a weird cast?
A little bit.
It is. It's very strange. But the movie's kind of about... I don't even know, like, you have the Jack of Diamonds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Running around doing crazy shit. He's just murdering, mid-tier mafia people and the Yakuza.
Yeah.
Is what he kept saying. Colin Farrell's got this girlfriend that Sam Rockwell doesn't like. It's not really a plot point, to be honest. But he's kind of struggling to write a story about 7 different crazy psychopathic people. And Sam Rockwell and Christopher Walken kind of help him through it. And it's also very self-referential because basically what he ends up writing is what you're watching at the same time. It's strange. It's kind of hard to put it into words. It's directed by Martin McDonough, I think it's pronounced. And your main character's name is Marty. And, you know, he's writing a screenplay for a movie, so... Like, it's pretty on the nose about everything that's going on. But, yeah. Do we want to go into pros and cons?
I was going to say, how old's this movie again?
I think it came out in 2012.
Okay, so we want to talk about spoilers? Because there are there's at least one big thing in this.
Yes. Yeah,
so,
we can do the spoiler warning.
Okay.
If you haven't seen it, just, go watch it.
It's not a very well-known movie, but... I mean, it has its good moments. So I'm not saying it's bad, and I would probably recommend it. But it's
not going to be everybody's cup of tea.
No. But it has I think I mentioned it last week that in Bruges, is like really like normal up until a point,
right?
And then that's kind of this, but I think an opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it's kind of crazy, and then it really settles down.
And same director, same guy.
Okay, so it makes sense.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
he's good at his whatever that is, words.
Psychopathness.
Yep. But yeah, if you don't want to get it ruined for you, then go check it out.
Mm-hmm. All right. So yeah, pros and cons. Sam Rockwell's pretty fun in this.
I was going to say that.
Did you call him a pro?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
He's very eccentric
Mm-hmm.
and bizarre, but kind of sad at the same time.
I think he's like an A-list Jeremy Piven.
Is there such a thing?
I was just trying to see what you would do.
I remember Old School. I never remember Jeremy Piven's in it until I'm watching it.
Didn't we lock you in a dumpster?
I got out. Cheese! God damn it, that movie holds up. Parts of it, not so much.
Cock, shit, balls, fuck. You gotta just say earmuffs.
That movie makes me feel fucking old now.
Old school, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when it came out, and I was in high school. God, I can't believe I said that. That movie came out, and I like the Wink and Drill Star gave it like a C-. And I was like, why does everybody find this movie good? And I watched it for myself, and I was like, wow, you can't trust reviews. Like, I was that kid.
They broke the mold with this one.
Yes, I was like, this is an A+ Oscar.
Here, I'll really date myself. I saw that when I was in 8th grade, middle school, and I remember being in the lobby of the movie theater, and we were rapping the Star Wars gangster rap.
Oh my god.
And I want to die now, because that was fucking eons ago. Eons ago. Yeah, I remember. And I remember being such an innocent little kid still. The world hadn't destroyed my soul. And I remember thinking, this is an R-rated movie. How are we going to watch this? And my buddy Billy is like, oh, my girlfriend, his sister He had an older sister.
I was going to say, he was in 8th grade and was dating a girl who was 18.
No. His older sister took us in there, but I remember we went in and we were in the theater and she got up and left and I was like, what the fuck, dude? We're in an R movie alone. And I was actually worried about it.
And then you started spanking it.
Yeah. No.
Is that the first R-rated movie you went to by yourself? Or first R-rated movie in the theater?
Like without parents?
Yeah.
That was probably the first R-rated movie that I didn't see with like a family member adult. Family member adult?
Well,
yeah. An adult that was a family member.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a random person.
Yeah.
And she literally walked out like 5 minutes in. And I'm like,
missed all the good parts.
I'm like, Alicia Cuthbert's up here. I don't know what's going on, but I like it. All right.
What's this doing
Why's
in my
Paul
pants?
Rubens here?
I was just speaking, what was the first R-rated movie you went to, period?
Like
in a
alone?
theater. No, just in a theater. Like,
I saw H2O as a little kid in the theater.
Really?
I remember I had to talk my parents into it. I'm like, I'm a big kid now. I can handle this. That movie scared the shit out of me. Which is funny because that movie sucks dick. But at the time, I was like, this is fucked up.
You're like, fucking Josh Hartnett. God.
I don't know what it was. Like, we were up close. I think that's what it was. The screen was just fucking, like, so much bigger than I thought it would be in my head. Because I'd seen the TV spot a million times, and I'm like, this ain't gonna be shit. And then we get there, and I'm like, I'm a pussy. I literally cannot handle this.
Drew?
My Air Force One. It's not that great. My parents took me to go see that.
Get off my plane.
Yeah.
And then that movie still goes, like, I thought that was, like, the final sequence. That movie goes on for, like, another half hour.
Yeah.
Like, he has to land the fucking plane
It's
yet.
the Return of the King of Harrison Ford
Yes!
movies.
Fucking A. A movie drags on forever.
I just remember them saying, like, normally we wouldn't let you go see rated R movies, but this one's really good and it only has a few swear words in it.
All right.
Mine was Enemy at the Gates. That sniper movie with Jude Law and Rachel Weisz and
I thought
Ed
that was
Harris.
Owen Wilson. Oh, that's Behind Enemy Lines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Gene Hackman.
That totally different movies. One deals with World War II Stalingrad. The other one is a crappy movie.
Hey, you shut your poor mouth.
No, it was weird though because like we went there. It was a bunch of my friends and we were like 13 and we went to see the movie. His mom sat like 2 rows behind us because she had to get us in. It was like his one of my friend's birthdays, and so we went to a movie. It was R-rated, and then there's the sex scene with Jude Law and Rachel Weisz. We're like, oh, this is weird. His mom's like 2 rows behind us, and we were like the only people in the theater.
She was pushing her titties together.
No.
You're like, yeah.
You see anything?
in that in the movie, it's really not that bad. It was more R-rated for all the blood and violence.
I meant, like, I was interested in the Rachel Weisz.
Yeah, you see her ass, but other than that, that's what I mean. It's the sex scene's really not that.
It's worth the price of admission.
It just kind of funny because like they're banging and like all these other people are around them because like they're sleeping in the sewers. So and it's just
Banging
like,
in the sewer, huh?
it's what it kind of looks like. I mean, it's
probably
a decrepit building, but yeah, all
Some
these
Pennywise shit.
all these military men and women are around him, and they're just banging right next to him.
My dick floats down here.
It floats.
What would it take for you to go into the sewer? What would Pennywise have to say to get you to go into the sewer? Seahawks have an offensive line down here.
Not worth it.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good
Pete
question.
Carroll runs the ball from the 2-yard line down
Oh,
here.
fucking cunt. I'd probably go there. I'd do it for every other Seahawk fan.
This is for you, Damien.
This is for you, Marshawn.
Oh.
No more dark timeline. I want to cry now. I wish it was that easy, getting into a sewer with a homicidal clown. What do we think about this movie?
Psychopaths.
We're having one of those Jaws-esque beginnings that scared the shit out of me.
Except this one we're actually talking and not just like, what the fuck do we say?
Not just shrugging and going, how about those Jews?
entire race of people. Yes.
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson's fun. As
Would
well.
you call him a pro?
Yes,
More
of course.
Yeah,
Yes.
a pro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Walken is subdued.
He's always subdued, though, isn't he?
He can be charismatic. Like, I think Joe Dirt, where he's subdued, but like there's something about him that's just off, and it's like, oh, okay, this is fun Walken.
You didn't think he was off in this?
A little bit, but I think he was more subdued. And I'm not saying it's a con. I'm just saying he was just
Getting older.
yeah.
That could also be the character, though, too.
Mm-hmm. Playing that Quaker. I forgot what he did. Spoilers. So it's like, do I want to ruin that? But yeah,
It's okay.
yeah. Playing the Quaker. Yeah.
Yeah, I know I said I picked this because of Harry Dean Stanton, but there's not really a lot of Harry Dean Stanton in it.
No, I was like,
it
oh,
was kind
man.
of a trick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
He's
don't know
only
why
in
I
for
would
like
do that.
3 minutes of screen time. 4 minutes.
I had a question for you guys.
Yeah.
What do you think of Farrell?
I
Will?
was just going to ask that. No, nobody cares about him.
You know which one.
Colin Farrell. I think he's fine.
I think he plays himself.
Plays himself. He's kind of the straight man out of
Uh-huh.
all of them, I
Yeah.
guess. He's not really...
But
I mean,
he
is
himself is a psychopath.
How so?
Well, his alcoholism has driven him to put himself in situations that a normal person would not put themselves in.
Perhaps.
It's borderline, but I mean, he has seen some shit now that when that psychopath calls at the end of the movie, he's like, I'm not gonna fuck with him.
Well, what I liked about that part is he seemed to just accept it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to the point where Tom Waits is like, you're different. Like, something's changed. And he goes, can I get back to you? And he's like, yeah, I'll be right here. Like, almost as if that happens, so be it. Because what have I got going on right now?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he still lost his friends.
Well, he did agree, though.
Yeah. No, he Tom Waits says to him, you know what that means? Like, you swore your life to me. And he's like, yeah, I understand. And he kind of just has that, 1,000-yard stare or whatever, and he's just sitting in like a dark room, and it's kind of a weird after credit scene because if you take that out, the tone is completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nick Fury shows up asking him to join the Avengers.
Yeah. No.
I was wondering if they were actually going to delve into like the actual movie itself.
Oh, like rather than him talking about writing it, like see it.
Oh yeah, or like like at the end, like that stinger thing. I thought they were gonna like show like
What happened to the movie?
Yeah.
Like, is it like a Jane Silent Bob Strike Back where they're trying to stop the movie? Movie gets made and then the movie turns out to be complete crap? Or is it like, oh, everybody loves this movie? Like,
Well, the movie is the movie.
yeah.
Which is strange. And it also makes that ending scene, like, I won't say genuinely creepier because it's a movie, but like it's different. I don't know how to word it. This is I'm not going to say a pro or a con, but this is an impossible to recommend movie for me. Like, out of everybody I talk to, because I watch a lot of movies and shit, and people be like, hey, what's a good recommendation if I like blah, blah, blah? And you give them a couple ideas. I don't think I've ever recommended this movie to someone. Not because I don't enjoy it, but because it's so fucking bizarre that I wouldn't want the blame of them not really enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I said after the movie ended, it's very self-referential.
Right.
And for some people, that's not their thing.
Right. If you pat your... And I won't say it's patting itself on the back, really. But it's just it's a strange plot device that not everybody's going to go for.
It doesn't, like, there's foreshadowing, and then they're straight out telling people, hey, this is going to happen.
Right.
So, yeah. And some people, that could be like, oh, well, that isn't funny or anything. That just is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So...
And it doesn't bother me. Like, I kind of enjoy it. The little... I mean, it every now and then just kind of puts the finger on the nose, like, hey, here's what we're doing, just to keep you, like, I don't know. It's a meta type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I got from this, I kind of felt, you guys probably won't agree with me, but I got a feeling of like Inception or something from this. Not just because of it was so self-referential and like you kind of, I don't know, it felt like you were in the movie within a movie, if that makes sense.
No, I get it. I get what you're saying. So
yeah, sort of.
It's I'm trying. There's another movie that's done it before where they're telling the story, but it's also in a story. Well, damn it, I know I can think of one, but it just
Death to Smoochie.
Yes, no.
That's a great movie.
Man, I haven't seen that in at least a decade.
Actually,
As I say, like Stranger Than Fiction. Did you guys ever see that?
Yeah.
Speaking of Will Ferrell,
yeah.
the book is happening to Will Ferrell, but it's also itself its own story.
That's kind of a good example.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't think Death to Smoochie holds up, by the way.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I haven't gone back and watched it, but
Death to Smoochie.
I would
That's
almost be
Billy
willing to
Crystal
bet.
and John
No,
Travolta,
it's
or?
Ed Norton and Robin Williams and Danny DeVito.
I want to know the Billy Crystal John Travolta movie
Wait,
you're thinking of.
I think that Throw Mama from the Train.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't care.
You don't know Death to Smoochie?
No, I've never seen it.
Drew's gonna pick it now.
Ed Norton plays a Barney-esque type character who gets his own children's TV show and ousts Robin Williams, another children's entertainer who's a sociopath and narcissist and a drug addict, and he basically falls from grace, and Ed Norton takes his spot.
It's pretty fucking... At the time I saw it, I thought it was amazing.
Oh, I was wrong. It's just Danny DeVito and Billy Crystal. No, John Travolta. Throw Mama from the Train.
I got a light con. Light.
Okay.
I feel like... And Ty and I kind of talked about this a little bit before we started recording, but I feel like the first half of the movie doesn't do a good enough job fleshing out the characters, or at least putting them together. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but Colin Farrell's kind of like not really around all that much until they go out to the desert, and that's when everybody's kind of together and they're kind of doing, you know, here's what the characters' motivations are and their history, blah blah blah, and they're building the shit up. The first half is kind of like, why don't we lay the foundation of the psychopath stuff? Like, we're going to have the open call looking for psychopaths. We're going to only, you know, talk to a handful. Wait, did they even talk to a handful?
They talked to one.
They talked to Tom Waits, and that was it.
Yeah.
It just, it moves quick. And sometimes it doesn't feel like it's moving quick because it's not the most action-packed movie. So I don't...
Which Sam Rockwell talks about it needs to be.
And I guess he's supposed to be kind of the mindset of maybe your average audience moviegoer.
If you heard a movie called Seven Psychopaths...
You would expect violence.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I would expect smoking aces.
Right. And the thing is, there is violence in the movie, but it's... I don't know. It's all going to come back to... It's a weird fucking movie, and it's very hard to recommend. Mm-hmm. But you could really enjoy it, and you could absolutely fucking hate it. Like, it feels like... I don't want to say it's Super, but Super is a movie that I recommended to people before, and they're like, what the fuck is this movie? And I'm like, well, I liked it, but I guess, fuck me, I don't know.
Eat a dick.
Yeah, eat a dick. God, my opinions suck. But, I don't know, it's one of those that I feel could do the same thing that Super did, where you recommend it, and they're just like, what the fuck's the matter with you? Like, what did you find enjoyable? And it's like, I don't know, like, this movie's the right kind of, like, quirky, kind of twisted shit going on.
Mm-hmm. There's dark black comedy, not black comedy.
Dark black?
Yeah. Dark humor.
How dark?
How dark was it?
Well, the room was pretty dark for Colin Farrell, remember? At the end. There was like one shiny light.
That's about all we could do with that.
Yeah.
Slippery slope. Yep.
Slippery slope.
Sloppery slope.
I think there's elements of this movie that kind of remind me of Shane Black-esque type movies.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You could call it akin to Kiss Kiss Bang Bang or a Nice Guys kind of deal, but I don't think they're as quotable. I think
those
quotable.
two you named are better than this film.
Yeah, I would agree.
You've seen In Bruges.
Yeah.
Do you find it better than this film?
That's a tough question because I don't like to be a prisoner of the moment. That's why I hate. That's kind of like why I try to. Like, I know I just said those two you named are better. I just can already feel that. But In Bruges, I feel is a lot like this film. That's why I can't automatically say which one I think is better.
Yeah, that's fair. You don't have to answer.
Okay.
I think In Bruges is probably a more well-rounded movie than this.
I would say it does dive into the characters a little bit better.
Right. And I think that's the biggest thing with this.
And that's a film where the ambiguity of the ending I actually enjoyed.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
I know that they actually filmed a true ending and he cut it because it made people very sad and upset.
Right.
So I get that, but I actually kind of enjoyed it. I enjoyed the ambiguity more.
It might be a little early for trivia, but you want to know something about this?
Huh?
So when Sam Rockwell's given his idea of how the story should be, and it's the shootout in the cemetery, and he goes, the rabbit gets away because you can't kill a rabbit, you can only kill women. Well, he was going to have that dog fucking killed at the end of this movie. And PETA or somebody came out and said, no, you cannot do that. So that was kind of his fuck you. Like, okay, fine, the fucking rabbit will get away. And we'll change the fucking ending to the fucking thing. Because God forbid I kill a dog. It's not like he's going to actually kill a dog on screen.
Yeah.
It's not the 70s anymore. Because they did that shit all the fucking time.
So that was kind of like his tongue-in-cheek fuck you to PETA.
Right. It was like, oh, the rabbit will make it. Even though it's a fucking bloodbath. Like, it's the most ridiculous, over-the-top, shootout ever. And it just shows a rabbit climbing what was it, like an angel statue. Mm-hmm. And he's like, but the rabbit gets away because you can't kill animals in movies. You can only kill women.
Well, and it was totally satirical, too. Like, it was
so
bananas.
over the fucking top. Holding a fucking flare gun to a dog.
Yep.
But
yeah, I thought that was interesting. It's odd what we decide is too over the line.
Oh, yeah. It's like PG-13, you can only have one fuck. You get one.
Mm-hmm. But the body count for those movies is usually higher than our movies.
Really?
Well, like a James Bond, he fucking lays waste to everybody, but you don't see blood, so it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I fucking love James Bond, but it's odd what we decide, oh, this isn't appropriate for kids, but you can watch Daniel Craig fucking skull fuck 90 people in a movie. And
or then, you'll watch some kids' films and just laden with sexual references. Pretty much they are just one word away from it being a total R-rated film.
You have an example?
SpongeBob SquarePants the movie.
Yeah, I never saw that shit.
That movie is so laden.
It's dirty?
Yes.
Yeah. Why the fuck aren't we watching that right now?
It might be a one I pick. It is so you would be flabbergasted with how many sexual jokes are in there.
Is SpongeBob like that?
Yeah.
The whole show is sexual.
I don't think
it's kind of hit or miss.
It is.
So it's like Rocco, kind of.
Yeah.
Like Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you have to do the earlier seasons. I think after a while it started getting rid of it because they I think especially after the movie people caught on.
Yeah.
So
I never really liked. I never got into SpongeBob or anything.
I didn't mind it.
I thought it was okay. The movie was amazing, but everything else is kind of just okay. It was hit and miss for me. There'd be some great episodes, and then there'd be some really awful, slit my eyes.
Cut my life into pieces.
Mm-hmm. Oh man,
it was my last resort.
Nope.
Nope.
Along those same lines, why can you show the whole boob and no areolas?
I don't know.
Why? Why did we draw that line as a society?
I think there should be titties everywhere all the time. It's only fair.
It's only...
I'm willing to bet that a good chunk of the population would be willing to agree with you.
Yeah?
So I walk into Walmart, just needs to be a huge poster of titties.
Yeah.
I want to live in that.
What are you going to go to the manager and be like, this offends me? Here's a question. Why does it offend you?
I was going to say, did I say
well, no, not you. I mean, people in general, why does it offend them?
Now, does it have to be Walmart clientele?
No. That's another discussion.
That's not very hygienic.
Make Walmart great again?
Jeez.
It was never that great. Let's be honest.
No, it was. Sam's Club, though.
Fuck Sam's Club.
It's like Costco, but more expensive.
And owned by Walmart.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
Sam's Club's owned by Walmart?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sam Walton or whatever, the guy who started Walmart. So it's Sam's Club.
Yep.
It's a Costco version of Walmart.
Wow.
You buy everything in fucking bulk.
You just blew his mind.
Yeah.
Sam Walton blew your mind.
Vital information. With Lori Beth Dimberg.
I was going to say, are you talking about all that?
Holy shit, we're old. You ever just wake up and go, wow, all this shit that I remember as a kid.
Did you
I don't
guys
even
ever
know who
try
I
to
could
go
talk
back
to
and
about
watch all that?
No. Oh, I'm sure it's terrible.
Oh, it's awful. Like, there are a few things that hold up, but
Did you
like
see Amanda Bynes before she went crazy?
before, like
She's crazy.
she
in
pissed
show,
off the
man.
whole fucking cast with how crazy she was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they hated her on set.
Why the fuck did I watch all that? Was that just a show that was
Keenan and
always
Kel,
on?
dude.
Keenan and Kel,
Oh, yeah. They were on that, huh?
if it wasn't for them, that thing was a piece of crap.
Good burger.
Dude, I guarantee none of this shit holds up.
No, Danny Tamborelli was in it too.
Okay, sure.
The Adventures of Pete and Pete?
Yeah, but he joined later because after Pete and Pete ended, they also threw him on Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yep. Yeah, that's right.
God forbid we have anyone under the age of like 30 listening right now.
They'd be like, what?
They're like, oh my god, who cares? What the fuck is a Lori Beth Dimberg?
You know they had all that reunion show not too
For
long
who?
ago.
For me?
Yeah.
Who's that for?
I don't know, but they did do it.
Well, it would have to be targeted at people our age. And
Well-
are we sitting here with bated fucking breath for an all that reunion?
Yeah, I want to know how the.
Oh my! Did you watch it?
No.
You didn't watch shit. Exactly.
I watched 2 clips. I did watch the Vital Information because it got her to come back for it, and they did do another Good Burger skit. But then the thing was, it didn't have the appeal because Jimmy Fallon had done one like the year prior where he got Keenan and Kel back together. So
I'm just trying to get him riled up about all that. I think it's funny.
Who could possibly care? Even Kid Me would be like, fuck, man.
The boys talk about the new mentally handicapped 4th Powerpuff Girl and how it had a mixed reception. It provides nothing to the podcast.
7 Psychopaths
Is a movie
that we watched.
tonight.
How did you like the cameo by what's Precious? By the way, did you guys ever see Precious? I never
Nope.
saw Precious.
I saw it.
How was it?
Is what I thought it would be.
Okay. I have no idea what it's about. So.
Her life sucks.
Oh. Well, that sucks.
I hate to say it, but that trailer, the whole reason I watched the movie is there was a really funny editing thing they did where her mom cracks her in the back of the head with a bottle, and it made me laugh every time I saw it.
Oh my god.
So I watched the movie, and
Did it happen?
I didn't laugh a lot during the movie. It was more so, wow, this girl's life really sucked.
You just imagine him cracking up in the back of the theater.
I probably did laugh in the theater during that part. It was just a funny, like, it just shows the back of her head, and her mom just fucking smashes this bottle, and I laughed every time.
Did you think Benny Hill was playing like the music in the background?
No, I just thought she over-exaggerated the hit. Like, she jerks her head, and you see her hair flip up, and it looks bizarre. but violence.
It's good.
Yeah, builds character.
You need it in your movie.
You need it.
You do.
It's crucial.
Mm-hmm.
No shootouts. No
This is the
shootouts?
Perfect place to have a shootout. Yeah, this pod sucks.
I actually think it's gone very well. You just keep thinking it's bad. Yes, we haven't talked about the movie, but we haven't stopped talking.
Yeah,
But
the things that we've said.
He's so self-conscious.
That's true.
Yes, you are. I don't know why. What do you think of? What do I want to say? The handling of two different interracial couples in this.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not really... it is acknowledged by Woody Harrelson.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought the response to that was good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, that is what it is. And kind of just looked down on him for even... I mean, he called her a racial slur, so...
Yeah.
Of course, you're not going to let that fly, but...
I like that scene. I like that scene a lot.
Oh, when Harrelson goes in there? And...
Yeah, they're having a back and forth, and she's trying to play off like she's not who she's talking about. And then you get to see, like, her reaction the whole time while Woody's talking to her.
A little bit of religion in this.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Not too much. If there was too much, I probably wouldn't like it. Just a thing.
I kind of wonder what Christopher Walken, seeing he was a Quaker, I wonder what he did see.
Now, I've had Quaker oats before.
Yeah?
What does that have to do with Quakers?
Just
Quakers make oats.
Yeah.
Only Quakers?
No.
They make better oats.
Yeah.
Because they're dedicated farmers.
I'm
Yeah.
sure it was a plant that started out, it was some sort of mill that was out in Pennsylvania where there are Quakers, and
This might be stupid. What is a Quaker?
it's pretty much
Like an Amish?
It's like an Amish, but
Mhm.
they have different, like there are different sects of Amish.
It's
So
like
Quakers are just like a separate sect.
it's like practicing Judaism versus being Hasidic Jew.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay. Alright.
Yeah.
So are Quakers like hardcore, like we don't do shit?
I don't really know the difference.
I think I think they're a little bit more lax, honestly.
Aren't there like a sect of Amish that actually like use electricity and
Mm-hmm.
actual mechanical things?
And Quakers, I don't believe they do use like electronics or anything new, but I think they do believe in like color, like having colored clothing in that. Whereas Amish are usually the black.
They're very plain.
Yeah.
Sounds exciting.
They believe that God is in every person and that the priesthood is in all believers. So,
Alright. Whatever that means.
well,
Props to all our Amish listeners out there.
yeah.
You're breaking your rules.
They also separated from the Church of England. So instead of I think the Amish broke off of Christianity. The Quakers broke off of the Church of England, which is something completely different. So
I didn't think I was going to get a history lesson here today.
yeah,
Right? Think you'll retain any of it?
Possibly.
I probably won't.
No?
No.
But you can't even remember the thing's name from Masters of the Universe, so
Gwildor?
you said it right.
I've heard that episode so many times.
why?
What do you mean why? Because it's fucking god tier.
Dude, that episode's great.
Just like all of our I'm just kidding. They're not all that good. The Room, though. The Room fucking holds up. I listened to that at work today.
Jaws.
Jaws did not hold up.
Jaws doesn't hold up.
The moment Jaws went up, it already didn't hold up.
What do you think of the final shootout?
Expected?
Yeah, there wasn't anything fun with it. Like everything kind of. The only thing that shocked me was when his last henchman that's alive, Woody Harrelson, doesn't do anything.
I mean, there's a couple things that actually surprised me. I didn't expect Rockwell to shoot the girl. I didn't see that.
No, but I was just talking about the shootout.
Right, right. I'm just talking in general unexpected things now.
That shocked
Didn't
me.
expect that. Didn't expect Rockwell to shoot him in the back, although I liked that he did it.
Yeah. It was funny.
And he's like, I was going for his spine, and like it was pretty funny. But other than that, like you had said, the movie kind of will let you know what it's going for. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of nice. You know, it depends on your viewer, I guess. Like the part where they're in the car driving and he goes, you know, when I made a movie, I would just have a scene where we just all go away. We just all go out to the desert and we hang out. And that's exactly what they do. Mm-hmm. Like right after that. And it's kind of like, oh, like I get where he's coming from because like, I don't know, when you watch a lot of movies, you kind of, there's a formula, like a movie formula. And when, you know, as you watch a movie, your brain, at least my brain anyway, is kind of running through the database of here's all the different ways that this shit could play out. And it's just kind of interesting to see the characters in a movie doing the same thing, kind of. Like, hey, you know what I would want right here is this kind of plot device or whatever. So they're kind of shaping their own story, but kind of not at the same time. I don't know. Again, it's fucking weird.
Well, and, like, I mean, this is thinking way too far into it, but this is what I do, because I'm Thai. Mm-hmm. The movie itself, had it not been about their actual adventure, and just, like, trying to tell 7 different psychopath stories, I don't think I would have liked the latter. Like, if he just did the whole monk thing, then he did the spade thing, or the jack of diamonds thing, and then... Like, he went through. I've been like, well, that's stupid because there's no common thread or anything, but...
Right, it's a bunch of random nonsense.
But him telling the whole story and mixing those stories in there...
Makes it kind of work.
Yes. It's like Nocturnal Animals, but better.
Fair.
Because I actually care about the other characters and not bullshit Amy Adams.
You just have to realize that sometimes it's a main character that you're supposed to hate.
Like Mark Wahlberg in The Gambler.
Never saw it.
Fuck Mark Wahlberg in The Gambler.
Probably.
You would.
I mean, yeah, that body, though. But no, he's just an insufferable prick the whole movie that you just can't stand.
Yeah, those are always interesting movies where you just hate the main character.
Like Cool Hand Luke. I hated Luke.
Come on now.
That's just blaspheming.
I'm kidding.
Hallucinogens. That's worth the price of admission alone.
Walken?
Watching Walken say hallucinogens that way. To the point where I think I rewinded it like 4 times to even figure out what the fuck he was saying right there.
You know, he blamed Will Ferrell for his popularity.
He didn't want the popularity?
Well...
It's because he killed Natalie Wood.
Yeah. No, that was Robert Blake.
Well, he helped.
Supposedly. Allegedly.
Matthew Broderick was there.
No, that was the car crash with Jennifer Grey.
But how do you know he wasn't there?
You know what else died in that car crash? Jennifer Grey's career.
It's actually true, but...
Yeah. Not just physical damage.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that didn't go over as well as...
No, it was...
Everything died there?
He was driving drunk and killed somebody driving, and...
You didn't know that?
Oh, no, I know. That's why
okay.
That's why he said
Grey.
it.
No, Jennifer Grey changed her nose, and then nobody knew who she was anymore. Because apparently the nose is part of...
Well, it's the same thing, like, what, the fucking Caroline in the City, whatever her fucking name was,
You mean Leah Thompson?
No. Caroline in the City? You're gonna have to look it up. You'll know her name as soon as you say it.
Ally McBeal.
Not Leah Thompson.
Not Leah. She looks like Leah Thompson, but it's not Leah Thompson.
Watch it be Leah Thompson.
It's not fucking Leah Thompson.
I wish I was fucking Leah Thompson.
It's not fucking Leah Thompson. Because it's Pennywise.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
You want that in?
No.
Actual Caroline?
Yeah. Caoline.
Yeah, it's fucking Leah Thompson, dude.
No.
Remember how Michael Rooker worked at Disney?
Yeah, Caroline Duffy, Leah Thompson. Eat a dick, Ty.
Not the fucking movie, the TV show.
Is Leah Thompson.
It's Leah Thompson.
That's Leah Thompson.
It says it right here.
Then what fucking show am I thinking of?
I don't know what fucking show you're thinking of. Murphy Brown?
No, not fucking Murphy Brown.
Cosby Show?
What was the show about, Ty?
It was a woman
Named Caroline in a city?
Will and Grace.
Yeah, was it Will and Grace? Deborah Messing?
No.
I heard she's a bitch. Somebody told me that. I don't remember who. Just thought I'd plant that seed.
I don't know why that's so funny.
Because there's no factual basis.
Yeah, that's probably why.
It's literally, I remember somebody said that once, and yeah, there's no verification whatsoever.
I heard Mr. Rogers is an asshole. I have no.
I heard he was a sniper.
This is riveting.
Yeah, I know. Did you guys ever hear that bullshit thing that, like, Mr. Rogers was, like
Zodiac Killer?
No. Kerry Russell is who I was talking about.
How do you get
Leah Thompson and Kerry Russell mixed up?
Well, here, I'm trying to look for the show, it was Felicity.
Felicity?
Yeah.
You got Caroline in the City and Felicity mixed up?
I didn't watch
I mean,
that
I guess
fucking
City
shit.
is in Felicity. That's about all I'm going to give you there. They don't even look the same.
No, that's why it was like, no, it's not Leah Thompson.
What did Kerry Russell do? She cut her hair, right? And everyone was like, how could you cut your hair?
Pretty much.
Because she looked like a fucking poodle.
Dude.
And I don't want to have sex with a poodle.
Weird Science.
Weird Science?
Mm-hmm. Come on now. Weird Science. 8 Days a Week. I think she's in that. You ever seen that movie?
Beatles movie?
No.
Oh.
Yes, I have seen that movie. I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I'm there.
Yeah.
Who was in Leaving Las Vegas? Was that Elizabeth Shue?
Yep.
Okay. I never saw that movie.
She's a hooker.
I knew that part.
No, Elizabeth Shue was a hooker.
Oh, like a legitimate.
This pot sucked.
Pretty Woman was originally written with him just leaving her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never seen Pretty Woman.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Am I missing out?
I kind of think you are.
You said this pod sucks. We're totally meta.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we always.
We're gonna end with a amazing shootout.
We always say, yeah,
no shootout.
I'm gonna shoot. I hope it doesn't end that way. Just all jerking off on each other.
Yeah, it's him and Paul Rubens.
But
why Paul Rubens?
But you leave the audio on.
I know why you. We leave the audio on.
Yeah.
It's been like 2 weeks for you. Just building it up.
2 weeks? Why? Why has it been 2 weeks?
I said for you.
Why would it be 2 for me?
I don't know.
You like to build up.
Yeah.
It's a fun game I play.
The Mega Nut.
Wow. Like
Mega Nut.
Girl, you just hit the Mega Nut. Involuntarily.
Is that like the jackpot for semen?
It's not for her. It might be something for me. I don't think she's going to be like, wow, I'm glad I hit that. She'd probably be like, I'm never coming back to the Walmart parking lot again.
This is the last time I blow you into TGI Fridays.
In a TGI
Yeah.
I hate you guys.
Ty, you have to swallow, goddammit.
Oh, you fuckers.
I saw it come out of his nose.
I did too.
Oh, you did a good job, Ty. 2 weeks worth. Took it in the jaw.
Oh, shit.
Now you're a real boy.
I had to spit.
You said you called it the Mega Nut. That was more like the Mega what?
Well,
Oh, why TGI Fridays?
I said A too. I don't know what happened. I started having a stroke.
I pulled it from South Park.
Oh. Oh, shit.
I feel like I wouldn't get the privacy that I demand in a TGI Fridays.
They'd come over with their flare.
I'm a little busy here.
It doesn't matter, man. There's like Washington Redskins fans getting blown in the stadium
Yeah, I remember
while the
seeing
game's
that.
going on.
Well, it's the Washington Redskins. Who wants to watch them?
I think the Bills did it too.
Terrible.
Yeah.
All right, well.
Oh.
Just gotta blow the rest of that jizz out.
Yep.
Oh, it got on your arm, huh?
Really
Yeah, it
stings
went
the
everywhere.
nostrils.
This is gonna be uncomfortable to listen to. This will be the first. I'm like, Mom, I really want you to hear what I do.
And then you want her to listen to your Mega Nut.
I just want her to hear what we talk about. I don't, actually. I hope that never
Hey.
happens.
We get down to the issues. Plain
Yeah.
and simple. There's no fucking around here.
We've got our fingers on the pulse of America. That's why we're talking about all that and a bunch of shit from 90s Nickelodeon.
And your mom listening to you nut.
Yeah, I don't know where to go now.
Should we just go scenes?
Sure.
Okay. It was your movie, Jake. Go ahead.
I would say my favorite scene comes towards the end of the movie where Colin Farrell picks up Christopher Walken's recorder, and Christopher Walken had earlier just walked off into the desert, and he's like, I've been thinking about your monk story you're trying to write, and Colin Farrell had originally said that he wanted, chaos and carnage, and it wasn't going to end well, it was only going to end in bloodshed, and Christopher Walken had this idea that, it's kind of the same as he had in mind. It's a monk in a hotel room, and he's sweating, and he has a gun, and he's getting ready to do all this shit, and a hooker comes out, and she's wearing a red dress, even though she was naked originally, and she says, do you want to make love, or do you want to have an intellectual conversation about, this, that, and the other thing? Noam Chomsky, I think.
Yeah.
Because she'd been reading his work, and, it would...
She was a hooker that went to Yale.
Right. Yeah, and then later, she says, desist, brother, in Vietnamese.
This won't help us.
Right, and he has this conversation about he smells the air and he can smell gasoline, and she can actually understand Vietnamese because she went to Yale, and it's funny because he's an older Quaker guy. He went and cleaned it up a little bit, but the payoff for me is, he goes down with her and he's got the bomb, and he's throwing gasoline all over this conference room, and it cuts to what was actually happening, and it was the monk in Saigon that immolated himself to protest Vietnam. I can't remember his name, but the cover of The Rage Against the Machine, self-titled, it's the same photo, and Walken says the monk whispers, like, one last time, desist, brother, this, this will not help us, and the monk responds, it might, and then he lights himself up, and I don't know, it's just a really beautiful scene, I think. Surprisingly, for this movie. Like, I remember the first time I saw it, I didn't expect that kind of twist on that story that they'd already been trying to hash out. But I really enjoyed it.
I'd probably say mine is when they start explaining the story of who Christopher Walken actually is. When they go into that cinematic, like, you don't know that it's him yet, but they just talk about Harry Dean Stanton, Quaker, his daughter was killed, and was going to exact revenge on the guy who killed himself, or not killed himself, who killed his daughter, and is sitting in prison for life. And he converted to Christianity, and he became this good person, and he's always kind of looking over his shoulder at Harry Dean Stanton. And no matter where he went, and then you find out at the end, he just wants release from his guilt and everything that he's done. And he wanted to take his life, but he didn't want to go to heaven because he didn't think the Quaker guy would be there. So he cuts his own throat, because if you kill yourself, that's original sin, and you go to hell.
It's not original sin, but it's the only sin for sure you're going to hell. Original sin, you were born with it. It's a whole theology. Just
okay. Oh, I thought for some reason I thought that's what that was. Regardless, I don't know. It's an interesting little story that you get kind of in. Was it in the middle of the movie? He kind of I don't know. I didn't really expect that long drawn out of a explanation from that.
It was probably at least a half hour in.
Yeah, I thought it was really well done.
I just thought it was a little fun with Tom Waits' description of his psychopath story. He just sitting out front of the house, and he's like, I called you, and what, Billy was the guy, was that Sam Rockwell's name?
Yeah,
Billy Bickle.
Billy Bickle. And he's like, I left you a message, and you said if we had a good story to come here, and he's like, I don't know, did you leave some weird message about shitting down his throat or something? He's like, no. Okay, you seem good, come on in. Mm-hmm. And then he goes on to tell how him and his wife went through killing serial killers. They were serial killers. Mm-hmm. And so they killed the Zodiac killer. They killed a KKK member. They killed a corrupt judge who had been killing African Americans. And he tells his story about finally he had enough though, and his wife left him. And it just was wow, so this guy was a true psychopath, to then show up at the end and still kind of show his psychopathness.
Right.
But it was an interesting tale, I thought. And Colin Farrell sitting there and listening intently. And he at first was blowing him off, and then I think he just kind of gets sucked in and puts it into part of his movie. So I think that's kind of where the rabbit comes in a little bit too, is because he was carrying around a rabbit. Mm-hmm. But
would you shit your pants if he would have called you at the end like he did?
Yeah.
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 He didn't seem like he fucked around.
No. But
all right. Bickle, by the way. You know who Travis Bickle is?
Taxi driver.
Yeah. Supposed to be kind of like a correlation, because there's a scene where he's talking into a mirror as well. He's doing that, what? I can't hear you. Mm-hmm. It's not as intimidating or crazy as De Niro, but...
But they both are, intended on violence as well. They have a penchant for violence.
Right.
And then you also have, in the graveyard shootout, the headstone that the Jack of Diamonds is hiding behind says Rourke. Mickey Rourke was originally cast as Woody Harrelson's part, but he didn't get along with the director, so they recast. Mm-hmm. But I did see that. I was like, Rourke. I was like, huh. Is that Mickey Rourke? I literally thought that. Yes. I didn't put the two together, though. So until I read some trivia, and it was like, oh, yeah, that is that thing. So...
God, imagine someone not getting along with Mickey Rourke. That was sarcasm. A lot of people don't get along with him.
Yeah.
Was it Kim Basinger that
Yeah, she hated
she
him.
hated him?
But
all right.
Movie has a 66 on Metacritic, 7.2 on IMDb, and an 82% on Rotten Tomatoes. And so yeah, great reviews, just didn't do great at the box office. So
Kind of a hard sell.
Yeah, I don't know how the marketing department would.
I was just
Do
gonna
this
say
one.
I don't know how you would promote it accurately.
yeah, the budget was 13 to 15 million, and box office was around 33. So, I mean, it made double its money, but still, I mean, yeah, it's a hard movie to pin because like you can't really do. You could say it is a comedy,
Right.
but
It's not really
a comedy.
a comedy.
Like
Right.
for part of the film, it's like downright sad.
Mm-hmm.
So, like we talked about the scene in the hospital room with the wife, and it's like there's nothing humorous in that. Like
No.
maybe you take a little humor away from Woody Harrelson just calmly talking about what he's going to do,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, no.
Wheeling around in the wheelchair,
Mm-hmm.
just nonchalantly talking
Yeah.
about.
Mm-hmm.
It's an odd movie to put into any category, really. It's just
Yeah.
kind of its own thing. Like, you'd almost have to get curious about it and then just check it out one day.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. Review time.
Sure.
All right, I saw this when it first came out, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a very strange kind of. I know I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but it's just an odd movie. It's kind of hard to put into words why it's odd. You just have to kind of watch it and notice that it doesn't have the best flow to it. The pacing's a little strange because there's moments where they kind of put the gas down. You think we're going to be going for the rest of it, but it never really takes off, if that makes any sense. It kind of has its own, I don't know, it goes to the beat of its own drum, which that isn't that a prominent song in the movie was, go to the beat of your own drum or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like your own path. This movie kind of took its own bizarre path. It just is what it is. It's super meta, I guess you would say. Like your main character is literally sharing a name of the director, like pretty on the nose stuff. Sam Rockwell's great. I think Walken is pretty good. I think everybody was fine. It's just a hard sell because it doesn't it doesn't do anything particularly great.
No.
It does a lot of different things at once, but it doesn't do anything just, it's really outstanding and it's known for that.
Speaking of Jax, it's like a Jax of all trades. It doesn't do anything great,
But it does
does
everything. Right. I'd agree with that. And I would say that I hope that the way we've talked about it or how I've talked about it hasn't scared anybody off that might enjoy it. But if you like In Bruges, you would probably at least
Give
be
this
all
a
right
shot.
with it. If you like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, you could probably, get into it. You'd at least be able to watch it and understand where it's coming from. But again, I think those movies do that better than this movie, just because this might take on a little bit too much at once. And I think if it would have cut some of it out, it could have done better at other things. But I'm rambling at this point. I'd probably give it a 7.8.
This is my first time seeing this. I genuinely thought the acting was great. If you watch this movie for any reason, I'd watch it for Sam Rockwell. Just how charismatic he is throughout the whole thing. He reminds me a lot of Downey in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Just kind of whatever's on his mind, he just kind of throws it out there. But I genuinely liked the film. And like you said before, not everybody's gonna dig this. It's totally unconventional the way this movie kind of flows. So it's, I don't know, it's interesting at the same time to just to see the way the story unfolds, the way characters are introduced, things of that nature. You don't really see a lot of movies do what this movie does. But at the end of the day, I enjoyed it. I would probably give it a 7.3.
I don't see the RDJ comparison as much as Drew does, but I do think Sam Rockwell is very good in this. I've not seen Rockwell, though, in a lot of films, so I'm not sure. Like Iron Man, like he first came on screen, I yelled, "You sucked" in Iron Man 2, but that's more just because Iron Man 2 sucked. So not anything of Sam Rockwell. But Colin Farrell's fine, Walken's fine, Harrelson's great because he's Woody fucking Harrelson. It's an enjoyable film, but yeah, like Jake said, just kind of a mixed bag of everything, and it just doesn't keep anything going for too long to get into a groove of any sort. And sometimes I think it gets confused with what it wants to be. But it is a very different movie. But like Jake said, if you enjoyed dark comedy or if you even enjoyed In Bruges, you would probably at least be willing to give this flick a shot. So I give it a 6.8.
All right. Who's up next?
Me.
Anything in mind?
Well, we are coming up on the October months. I was kind of perusing through excellent horror movies, and I wanted to pick something that is amazing. And I don't know if you guys have seen this, but it's heralded as one of the greatest horror movies of all time.
Nosferatu?
That is an excellent film, but I'm not choosing that. Rosemary's Baby.
That's my baby.
Have you seen it?
No.
I've seen it.
I know what happens in it though.
You do?
No.
I've never seen it.
Isn't it?
You've never seen it?
No.
Do you know anything about it?
No.
I won't say.
That's a solid pick. Yeah, avoid the internet. Avoid the internet. It's been out for what, 50 fucking years?
You think it came out in 1968?
Yeah, if it hasn't been spoiled yet, then you should be fine. But yeah, that movie's got a hell of a twist. If you don't...
I don't know anything. I don't know.
I should probably shut the fuck up, actually, but it's... Yeah, that... Isn't that Roman Polanski?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a little divisive, huh?
Yeah, he's not allowed in the United States anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he'd be allowed.
Just behind a bar.
Yeah, he would be arrested pretty quickly, I think.
Oh, wait, let me correct that. Bars.
Bars.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting pick.
But Ty's never seen it, but he knows what happens.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
I don't think it takes away from it, though.
No.
Like, now that I think back, like, it will take a part of it away. Like, you won't be blindsided, but I think the ride is still creepy.
A lot of those, like, old school ass horror movies, man, I've never seen. Like, I've never seen The Birds or, like, the original Frankenstein I've never seen. I don't know. There's a lot of old 50s, 60s horror movies that I've just never seen.
Well, Drew's gonna pick a good horror movie. I have to pick a bad one then.
You got a lot to pick from.
I know. There's Godsend. There's
Godsend.
Hide and Seek.
Blood
The hell
Diner
is Hide
2.
and Seek?
That's that Robert De Niro one with like his granddaughter. It's
Oh no. No. I won't watch that.
Did you see it?
Stop that.
Have you seen
I
it?
think I saw like 20 minutes of it. It was like, nope.
Ty, big swim fan.
That's not a horror film. It's
Isn't
a
Robert De
thriller.
Niro in that?
That's the fan. The fan.
I know, we talked about this before.
All right, I think that'll do it for this week. Like, share, subscribe. TJD. We love those comments. If you'll leave them for us, please, and thank you. Maybe.
Just stop swearing at us.
Yeah. Quit encouraging Jake to eat a dick. He'll do what he wants.
It's my life.
It's a choice.
Oh, you're John Bon Jovi now?
I fucking hate that song. Actually, I hate Bon Jovi in general.
Hey, Bon Jovi rocks.
No, he doesn't.
Some of the time.
Come on, man. Bad Medicine? That's a great jam.
Nope. When it comes on the radio, I turn my car off.
He stops in the middle of traffic. Not leaving until Jovi's done.
No, but see, he turns it off and they just listen to Jovi on the battery.
Well, that sucks. No, you gotta turn it off and open your door, too.
And then it gets sideswiped.
Can you imagine watching that news story? Local man in...
Causes 22 car pileup.
On the interstate.
Local man in critical condition because he didn't want to listen to Bon Jovi, and he was too stupid to turn his radio off.
Or just change the station.
Then John Bon Jovi comes and visits you in the hospital.
And I'm all strung up and I can't move.
Whoa, we're halfway there.
He's got his acoustic guitar. I'm like, no. Wow, that would be horrifying. That's a horror movie right there.
You know, he was in Vampires too.
Wow, he would be. Did you see Vampires too?
No, I own Vampires though.
Why?
I thought it was okay. Also, I like James Woods.
God. I like James Woods too. But I hate Bon Jovi. If you go from James Woods to Bon Jovi, you fucked up.
Lee Carpenter, you fucked up.
Lee Carpenter?
The director.
John Carpenter?
Or John Carpenter. Why did I say Lee?
I don't know.
That's weird.
It is weird. Lee Carpenter.
Yeah.
Wait, are you talking about the jeans?
Yeah, no.
Aren't there like Lee... Wait, there's
Lee Carpenter jeans?
Yeah. Hold on. I either saw into the future or glimpsed a past that possibly didn't happen. There's not pants called Lee Carpenters?
Yeah,
No.
there are.
Well,
There are.
Yeah.
but they're not like Lee. It's Lee's. Carpenter.
Lee's is the name of the jeans.
Lee's.
Carpenter is
Jeans.
a
Okay.
type of jeans.
So is that what happened?
No, I think I just confused John and Lee.
Why are we debating this?
Because we're stupid.
We can't just end a pod normally.
No.
No, we gotta argue about jeans.
But yeah, Lips and iTunes, at your favorite podcast app, YouTube. Drop us a line. We'd appreciate it. For this week, I'm Ty.
Jake.
And I'm Drew.
Bye.